with Barnyard, how long did it take to create that from start to finish?
Oh man.
I'm not afraid. Not afraid. You will be. Will be. You will be.
You bet your
I think it was a total of about 3.5, 4 years from beginning to end, from script until final mix.
Okay.
Most movies will take about that long, between 3 and 4 years, because you're going to start with a script, and depending on how many eyes have to be on this thing, how many executives are involved, they're going to have notes, and it's going to keep going through this process of refining notes. So it's not just you putting stuff out there; it's all these other people that have a say, on what you're putting out there. So you'll put something out there, and they'll go, "Okay, great, but I have an idea," or "You can't do this," or like you do TV, and there's standards and practices. So there's certain things you can't do that you'll get flagged on. You'll have to redo a bunch of stuff. And then it'll go from script to storyboarding. And then from storyboarding, they create a mini movie from that. It's all like black and white, at least traditional, kind of like a comic book movie of the movie, right?
Okay.
And then with you may have the voices, you may not. You may end up having scratch voices, which is just me jumping on the mic doing the voices until they can get the actor in. And then from there, then you go into animation. And from animation, then you go into lighting and then effects. And then you go through your whole sound mix. So even in TV, it takes about 6 months for an episode to go through from beginning to end.
Okay, that's interesting. I was going to ask about that. So yeah.
The last show I was on, Madagascar, A Little Wild, let's say there were two, God, are we 22s? Yeah, it was a 22-minute episode. So that took about 6 months from script to final mix, to final music in total. And that's with storyboarding all getting done in-house, and then the animation getting shipped overseas, and then coming back, and we review it, and then do everything from there.
Why is animation being done overseas? Do they just have faster workers there? What's the deal with that?
It's money. It's money and tax incentives. It's a lot cheaper, which right now is unfortunate because the strikes kind of killed our industry, and everyone's trying to catch back up, but all the studios have really been outsourcing to Vancouver, India, Ireland for years. So right now, if you want the jobs, they're all over there. They're in Vancouver. They're in India. They're in these other places. There's a lot less availability right now in LA because it's generally has been cheaper to put bodies in the seats, to turn stuff around faster. Some other things too, that the studios, it's been easier for them to go. The last production I was on, we even had our directing team, which usually you would have in the States. They were over in another country. Which is interesting.
Welcome to the Inky Mann podcast, a place where inspiration meets the seductive worlds of gastronomic exploration and flashing Las Vegas lights. Your host, Inky Mann, will take you on a tour around the vibrant streets of Vegas while providing you with a delightful fusion of culinary delights, motivation, and insight. Whether you're craving insider information on the greatest eateries in the area or you're searching for inspiration to help you reach your goals, the Inky Mann podcast is your go-to source for everything positive, Las Vegas approved and foodie approved. So grab a seat, hit play, and let's explore Inky Mann's dynamic fusion of culinary adventures and inspiration.
A lot of stuff I'll do now is I've got a mic, so I'll just record a lot of scratch dialogue myself or sound effects. My daughter helps me sometimes doing some sound, but it'll follow generally the same process. Yeah, it was fun actually. During the pandemic, I grabbed her because we couldn't get the actors in when the pandemic started, so we didn't have any voices. So it was me and my daughter doing voices for Madagascar. And it was a lot of fun. She loved doing it. She really got into it. So I'm directing my kid. And then the animation would go away, right? To overseas. 6 months later, everything kind of comes back. We get everything done. They finally get the no, they didn't get the actor. I'm reviewing animation a couple months later, and I forgot that we had her voice in there. And kids at that age, they change, they grow so quickly. Her voice didn't sound like that anymore. And it was one of those things that as a dad, you're like, oh my God, like that's what she used to sound like. Holy shit. And you're like, it's okay. Like it was such a nice moment.
So, see,
I was like, can we keep her voice in there, please? Please?
you know what? Okay, so let me
Oh,
build on what you just said there, because
yeah.
obviously you are a dad. What do they call it? Daddy, daughter, daughter, daddy, daughter, daddy. You're a daughter daddy. I'm a daughter daddy
Yeah.
3, and even if you're not the
Wow.
most hardcore fellow, when you have daughters, they soften you up so much, and you start getting sensitive, and you start getting, you know what I mean? Because you can't, for boys, it's like, put some dirt on it. They fall down, put some dirt on it. But for girls, it's like you gotta hug them. You gotta like really put your feelings into it, even if in your mind it's just like, come on, I mean, you just ran into the door. Like, what is this production? And so for you to say that, man, I can totally, totally relate, because there was times that, like, for my youngest daughter, she was in this play. She was in this summer camp, and they had put on a show, and she was in it. And as soon as she sang a little bit of a note, man, I was in the audience just like, oh my. I was literally.
Yeah.
So
I know where you're going. I'm right there. I know.
How many kids you got?
It's always right there too. It hits you. It hits you when you least expect it, and you're just like you're enjoying it, and all of a sudden, you're like, oh no, oh here it comes, oh crap.
And like I said, you could be the biggest guy in the world, and nobody messes with you. You could have a bald head, a big old beard, tats all over your face, stuff. That little girl is going to have you crumble, just like that.
I know, it's brutal. So you're saying you have 3 kids? We have the one. We have our one daughter. She's going to be this year. She's going to be 13 this summer already, which is a whole nother, like, I mean, you've been through it, but man, that age is brutal, dude. That middle school age.
Yeah,
it's just a big change. It's a big shift.
And it happens it goes from tween to teen. Once they realize that the W is missing, oh, you don't know nothing. You cannot know what you're talking about. You don't know about today's views. You just, and it's just like, oh boy, it's gonna get worse.
And it's like that. Yeah, but it happens really quick too. It's not like a gradual, like, all right, I'm weaning myself off of you being a younger, and we're moving up to this. It's just sudden, and you're sitting around going, wait, where'd my kid go?
Yep. See, my kids are right now. 2 of them are in their 30s, and the youngest is going to be 30.
Wow.
So I have 2 granddaughters too. So I'm seeing this stuff playing over again, but playing out for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been through the tweens, the teens, the 20s.
Oh, man.
And then for girls, for me, this is my opinion. For girls, they go through so many major events that's what makes them change so quickly. 1 minute you're cool in the gang, the next minute you've had your period. And there's a huge change that happens right there. And you have to grow up fast because society, for them, puts them in a position where it's like, oh, you're a woman now. Whereas with a guy, it's like, we get a little peach fuzz, and it starts to get a little darker. We're cutting it off. We're considered grown. We're beating each other up. My style is better than you in fighting. These things are gradual for us, but for them, it's just like, this is going on, this is going on, this is going on. So they grow up faster. And I used to hate hearing how girls are more mature than guys, but actually that's the case. They're more mature than we are because they have so many things that is leaning towards them being older and being, provider, nurturing and things like that. So it's heavy, man. It's heavy. I appreciate the opportunity to catch up, and this isn't going to be the last time, obviously.
Yeah. I hope. Yeah.
Do you want to give any shout outs? What are you working on now?
Well, right now I'm freelancing a lot of stuff. I'm in between gigs. I worked on Madagascar a Little Wild, and then a show called Bat Wheels, which was a preschool show, and I rolled off that. And I'm in between gigs right now. But my website's, I don't know, I forget if you've seen it. My website's up there with all my demo reels and stuff that have all the fun stuff that I've kind of edited and worked on. And I'm putting I'll put my short up there when I finish it. Just still trying to put stuff out there to keep creative and put fun stuff out. But man, listen, thank you for doing this and catching up. I can't.
Yeah.
It's been so long. It's been so awesome getting a chance to talk with you again, man. And I hope we get to do this again. Soon.
Definitely,
And
man.
it's been really cool watching you and seeing everything you've been doing in this channel. And congratulations on the success that it's bringing you. I'm happy to see it, man.
Gave me goosebumps. I didn't even know you was following like that. I really appreciate knowing that.
I lurk. I'm a lurker. I lurk in the background.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be doing more, and if this thing does come out where it's like, look, maybe you need to do these shorts or these animations, I will be tapping you on the shoulder for some more, like some skill set or something. You know what I mean? Because it was fun to do it.
Let me know. I'd love to collaborate or help you out.
Oh, say no more.
Any advice I can offer you, man?
Say no more. All right. Well, then the last thing, let people know what your website is. Let them know your social media handles.
My website is tj-sullivan.com. I think my Instagram is tj_Sullivan_III.
Okay.
I'd give you my Twitter, but it's not worth it. Or X. I'm barely on there at all.
Okay.
I go on. I'll try and post something, and because I haven't done it in forever, it goes nowhere. You're like, all right. That's why I'm not on this thing. But I'm more on Insta, so go check that out.
Okay, cool in the game. TJ, thank you very much for the opportunity. We will talk again soon, and I'll be following you to see opportunities. Like when you put the short out, I'd like to talk to you before you put the short out to kind of see how that went down. And as far as my animation, it's going to be on the Friday show, so I definitely would like some critique on that when you see it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it, man. It's going to be awesome.
All right, cool. Take it easy. Kiss the wife and the kids, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Thanks again, man. All the best to you.